Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 89 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. The average person changes their career 5 to 7 times in their lifetime, and that's not 5 to 7 jobs, that is 5 to 7 careers. So if you've been thinking about changing your career, you are not alone. This past year, around 50% of workers are actively looking for a different line of work. Finding or creating work that aligns with your interests and your passions can change your happiness levels. It can change your income and it can change your sense of purpose. So today we are going to dive into a topic that I love, which is the 3 biggest mistakes that professionals make when they try to change careers and how to fix them ASAP. So if you've been struggling to change careers or feel like you've lost passion for the work that you're doing, I'm certain that a few of these mistakes may be happening right now in your own life, and you might even be surprised about how simple they seem, but understanding them will give you a ton of clarity. It will get you moving in the right direction. So the first mistake is that you don't make time for your career change. I know that for many of us, as we head into the end of the year or into review cycles or into some natural turning points, we might have a moment of reflection, a moment of thought, but usually it's at the bottom of our to-do list. And this happens to all of us. You get caught up in your to-do list and your life, and you don't have any time to actually get off the path that you're on. So how do we fix this? Try to take time every 6 months or a year or so to reassess if this current career, this current line of work, the things that you are currently offering, the skill sets that you are currently known for, is working for you. And if it's working for your life, even if you decide that changing your career isn't in your future for another 3 months or for a year, there is immense clarity that can still come in having a plan. Plus, you're going to gain so much more gratitude for the work that you have today if you know that it's only temporary. And in this world that we're living in, it is so fast-paced that we are often caught in this trap of doing. And we're so caught up in the doing trap that not doing can seem like the most coveted and luxurious item we can find. Yet the thing that we often avoid is the thing that we must do first. It is harder. It's harder work to think about what you want next because you often have to reflect and you have to create more alternatives in your brain than you would have otherwise created. It often feels for many folks that a job search or a career change is a job in and of itself. And many times people come to me and they say that they're just like, it's so time consuming. I feel like I'm not able to do as much other things because I'm trying to do this whole career and job change thing. And that wouldn't be wrong. Yet when I work with clients on what they can do to make that change, we don't do it at the expense of their life or their current work. And often there is this subtlety that is missing from what they've discovered about themselves and their approach to this job change that leaves open the possibility of maybe careers or jobs or companies that might have otherwise seemed impossible. We also usually uncover time management and prioritization issues that are at the root of why it feels impossible to have the time to make the change that they're looking to make. So if this resonates with you, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't put any time into it and I don't know when I'm going to find time to do it. And so that's what we work on in my course and in my coaching with my clients. We work on time because time is our ultimate resource. It is what will help us create the time that we need to not just make room for figuring out what we want next in our life, but also for everything else that still has to happen, so that you don't feel like you're dropping the ball on all the other things in your life as you pursue this one thing. It is entirely possible, my friends. All right, so what is the second one? The second mistake is thinking, what if it doesn't work? And then just stopping there. And so having that thought and not moving past it, this what if it doesn't work thought, is actually going to keep you stuck in your current career because you're uncertain of this alternative future. So how do we actually fix this? Well, we start by realizing that there are ways to change your career that are less risky than others. So if you don't want to take a lot of risk, you don't have to. You have a choice in this. You get to decide how you want this career thing to work for you. So repeat after me. I have a choice. I have a choice. I have a choice. Realize that today, if this career is not the thing you want, or you don't want a big risky career jump or move, you don't have to make it. And sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to believe, and that's where I come in. Often the easiest job changes come to my clients after they stop focusing on the risk and focus instead on their choice in deciding what they want and then creating options to choose from. We forget that while there are infinite possibilities out there for what we do in our lifetime and what we get paid to do, there are also zero possibilities. If we don't ever get past that initial thought, what if it doesn't work? Okay, so the third biggest mistakes that professionals make when they're trying to change careers is thinking that they don't have anything to offer. They think they don't know what people will pay them for other than the thing that they're actually doing right now, which is not the job they want to move into. So how do we fix this? So this is you. You actually have to realize that you are here for a reason. You are on this planet for a purpose, and it's on purpose. And when you start to identify your strengths, the things you're good at, and you marry that with what the market needs, you're going to find that next career, the thing that people will actually pay you for, even though you would probably do it for free. And the qualifier here, and the thing that I think most people don't realize, is that as they're searching for this one job to complete them, they are already interesting, complete, and dynamic individuals outside of their own jobs. And the more that we are able to focus on how the job and the work isn't the most important thing in your life, the easier it actually is to find work and a job that feels like it could be your calling, like it could be a mission of yours. Yet, I know that's a hard thing to think about first because we're just so laser focused in on all the things that are not working right now. And so this idea of, well, I would do this for free, it's real. When I made my job changes, I would remember thinking, I can't believe I get paid for this. And of course, we all want to be compensated, and we want to be compensated well. But it was a huge shift in realizing that they actually had a reason for wanting to pay me, right? People wanted to pay me to solve a problem that was hard. And in my mind, I would love to solve this problem. And so there's this weird kind of analogy that we have to kind of get into thinking that we actually want problems. We do. And in many times in our work, we're thinking, well, I don't want a problem. I don't want this problem to exist in my life. It is so painful to have these work problems. Yet the work problems are the reason why you have a job. The work problems are why people are paying you to do this thing. The difficulty is why you are adding value. And so at the same time that we bemoan the challenge, we are also asking for us to have a place in this world and for us to add some value and to find some meaning and purpose and sharing what we have to the world. And so I want you to kind of reframe the problem piece, not as a terrible thing, but as the way in which we can help the world. And maybe you don't like solving these kind of problems, and that is completely valid. There are problems that we might not be as naturally suited to solve. Some people might love having lots and lots of people that report into them and lots of people that they are talking to on a daily basis, or big audiences, or a big platform. And others might not. Others might want to go deeper into a specific topic, into a specific subject. They might want to deal with fewer people. So there's just these different kind of roles that we can embody, no matter if we're creating a business and we wear many hats, or if we are in a business and we wear many hats. You can still have this innate knowledge of what it is that you're suited to do, in the sense that it feels really natural, easy, and kind of like you're moving in this flow state that feels very easy. And that's why you get into this place of feeling like, well, even though I'm solving this problem, I'm interested in it and I'm curious about it. And I have lots of, thinking that I'm starting to do around it. And I would do this for free because these kind of problems interest me in the world. These are things that I wouldn't mind mulling about or trying to get an answer to. And so again, doing it for free isn't always this feeling of it's this massive joyride the whole way through. And I want to qualify that, because when we are looking for a shift, it's not a place for us to just like relax and hang out. It's really a place for us to kind of dig deeper, but with a greater sense of ease and relaxation. And so I want you to feel into this concept that I think is a bit subtle, but it is also very important for us to realize as we start to make this journey. And so you can start to see now that having a thriving career and work that's aligned can actually give you so much peace of mind. And you can start to see that there are quite a few shifts and patterns of thinking that have to be adopted on this journey towards making a living doing what you love. And I know that people struggle with identifying their zone of genius, the place where they have not just high competency, but also a high level of passion or interest. And one of the reasons is because we often feel that these places that would value the work that you want to do aren't the right cultural fit, or they don't have the lifestyle that you are interested in. Yet I know that all of us humans tend to focus on the negative more than the positive. So we tend to see what doesn't work. And what that does is makes any kind of career change feel extremely risky, or any kind of change to begin with, not just careers, but change. It makes it feel really risky. It makes the change feel prone to error, and it makes a change have this feeling of a low chance of succeeding. And in order for us to overcome that thought, it takes some kind of leadership. And just so you know, that is a thought, right? It isn't really a fact. It is really a thought that this is an extremely risky move, or I know this is very prone to error, or I have a really low chance of succeeding. We actually have to lay out a plan if we want to overcome it that covers all these alternatives. And this is what leaders do, and this is what I teach in my coaching and the career work that I do with folks. So for example, it's not that you don't have strengths that you can utilize, or that you don't have a zone of genius. It's that you don't realize that you're going to create that work and that job from your own thinking. So you have to first discover your strengths. You have to first lean into them. You have to first believe it is there before you go and discover it. You have to believe that you will get paid, highly paid, for work that you want to do. And then when you believe that, right, that's your thinking, then you will discover your strengths. Then you will lean into your strengths, and you'll spend time thinking. You'll spend time learning. You'll spend time building upon those strengths to create this work where your gifts will be utilized. So you can start to see that this is like a building block, one piece at a time. It might not be that first job or idea that comes to mind or into your world, but the world is bigger than we realize. And so there is a huge need for interested and passionate people who want to do great work in the world. And as you think about your next career or what you would like to offer to the world, I want you to focus on seeing this change, this career change, as a journey, because it is. There's a reason why you're looking to make a move, whether it is more meaningful work, whether it is more flexibility, more pay, or decreased burnout and stress. And all of these are both valid and worthy to pursue, yet can sometimes feel like we're asking for way too much. We have this thought, we should be happy with what we've got, right? And this is true. Yet for us to think more expansively, we have to hold the belief that maybe life can be even better than it is today. Our work, relationships, families, health, and wealth, these can all be improved. And what if that were also true? What work then would you pursue? So think about that this week. And if you're struggling with figuring out your next steps, I have a free career change guide for you. You can go to www.mayemson.com/career to download the Ultimate Career Change Starter Kit, and you will be well on your way. And if this topic resonates with you and you want to see transformational results in your own life, and you think that this thing around a career change is going to have meaningful impact on your own levels of happiness, then you will love coaching. Getting coached consistently is that spark that lights that inspiration and helps you make the change that you're looking to make. And it is the first step in creating clarity and making a massive shift and moving obstacles out of your way so that you can move forward every single week. So you can go to www.mayemson.com/contact to learn more. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.